Hey everyone, think about this for a second. When a storm hits, the power's out, and the internet's down, what's the one voice that still cuts through the static? It's your local radio station. But what happens when that station is the one in trouble? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into today. This is your roadmap to resilience, designed for the broadcasters who are the lifelines of our communities. You know, this quote on the screen, it really just says it all, doesn't it? Broadcasters are the first informers. This isn't just about keeping a business afloat, it's about protecting a vital public service. When everything else goes quiet, radio has to be there. The stakes, they really couldn't be any higher. Okay, so knowing that responsibility is on your shoulders, how on earth do you even begin to prepare for the worst? That is exactly where this roadmap comes in. We're about to walk through the big picture, the 30,000-foot view of what a truly rock-solid disaster plan actually looks like. Now, to be clear, what we're looking at today is the blueprint. This is an introduction to a much larger, super detailed 10-part series. And that whole series is based on an incredible guide that's all about disaster planning for small and mid-sized stations. So think of this as our table of contents for the deep dives we're going to be taking very soon. And just so you know where all this amazing information is coming from, the full guide is from Virtualization Options LLC. These folks are a technology research and advisory group, so you can be sure that all of the strategies we're about to explore are grounded in some serious industry expertise and best practices. All right, so where do you even begin with something this massive? Well, the guide smartly breaks it all down into 3 logical parts. And the first one, which covers chapters 1 through 3, is all about building that solid foundation for your plan. And here's how that foundation gets built. Chapter 1 really hammers home that first informer mission we talked about. Chapter 2 is all about looking in the mirror and figuring out your specific risks. And Chapter 3, that's where the rubber meets the road. You actually start writing the plan, assigning roles, and figuring out your goals. This is the bedrock for everything that follows. And you know, what's so important here is how broad the word disaster has become. We're not just talking about hurricanes or wildfires anymore. A single server crashing, a ransomware attack, those are disasters, and they can knock you off the air just as fast. The full guide is really going to push you to think about every single one of these threats. Okay, so once that foundation is poured and set, the plan shifts to the gear, the hardware and the software. So the next big chunk of the guide, chapters 4 through 7, is all about the technology that makes your station truly resilient. And what's really cool here is that you see this blend of old school and new school thinking. Chapters 4 and 7 get into the physical stuff, backup transmitters, generators, the works. But then Chapter 5 jumps right into modern hybrid cloud solutions for things like remote operations and backups. And Chapter 6 is so important because it defines 2 key ideas we have to get right. Let's look at those now. Now, this is a distinction that trips up so many people, but it is absolutely vital. Think of it this way. Business continuity is the big picture strategy. It's asking, how do we keep broadcasting and making payroll if the studio is underwater? Disaster recovery, on the other hand, is the technical piece of that puzzle. It asks, what are the exact steps to get our automation system back online? One's the what, the other is the tactical how. And when you're building that disaster recovery plan, you'll hear a couple of key acronyms. The first is RTO, or Recovery Time Objective. This is really simple. It just answers one question. How quickly do we absolutely have to be back on the air? Is it 5 minutes? Is it an hour? Your answer to that question drives almost every technical decision you make. And the second key acronym is RPO, or Recovery Point Objective. This one answers a totally different but just as important question. How much data can we afford to lose forever? Is it okay if we lose the last hour of music logs in traffic? Or does it need to be the last 5 minutes? This is what tells you how often you need to be backing everything up. All right, you've got the plan, you've got the tech, but you're not done yet. The final piece of this puzzle, covered in chapters 8 through 10, is all about the people and the process. This is the stuff that turns a plan on a shelf into a living, breathing part of your station's culture. And this is so crucial because a plan gathering dust is completely useless. It has to be active. So, Chapter 8 tackles cybersecurity. Chapter 9 is all about training your team because technology doesn't execute a plan. People do. And Chapter 10 might be the most important of all. You have to test it, you have to run drills, and you have to update it all the time. You want to find the holes before a real disaster does it for you. So that's it. That's the entire 10-chapter roadmap in a nutshell. It's a complete journey from understanding your mission all the way to implementing the tech and, of course, training your people. It's how you go from being vulnerable to being truly resilient.
So now you have the blueprint. You've seen the whole map. Each one of these topics is going to become its own detailed explainer in our upcoming series. So the only real question left is, are you ready to take that first step? Because building true resilience starts right now.